Welcome to Nathan and Landon Do Business, a semi-regular weekly, bi-monthly series where Nathan and I make business ideas. I'm Landon. Who are you?
I'm Nathan.
Holy shit, the Nathan and Landon Do Business?
The very same.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm so glad we're here together.
That really worked out.
That did work out. So yeah, this is Nathan and Landon Do Business. We're here to do business. Nathan, without any context or preparation, tell the one or two people out there listening to us what exactly we do on a weekly or bi-weekly basis.
We share our brilliance with the world. We impart our pearls of knowledge and our diamonds of wisdom
Exactly.
on the unsuspecting public.
Yes. Diamonds and pearls of wisdom. Are they cast before swine? More often than not, yes. But we have to continue to cast them on the off chance that another businessman, maybe wealthier and with access to more resources than us, gets one of them and makes us rich.
Yeah, just in case one of you idiots watching this happens to be somewhat successful.
Yeah. If you have money, please give it to us. Help us get one of these ideas off the ground and so we can make a difference. So
we do like money. I can't stress
it.
that enough.
Yeah. And not just for eating, also for spending. Very few people realize that cash is delicious. No, that's not true.
Kids, don't eat money.
Yeah. Don't listen to Uncle Landon. Money's not for eating. Yeah.
Money is filthy. Well, it'll give you like Legionnaire's disease or something. So.
Yeah. Or like a minor buzz from all the residual cocaine that's on it. Isn't that the urban legend that's out there that every piece of American currency is covered in cocaine?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the higher like hundos are probably a better chance of. I don't think a lot of people are snorting with singles, but I don't know what people do with their spare time. So
if they are, I really don't want to know about it. Out there with their $1 bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in any case, we've made some excellent progress. We developed a marketing pitch, advertising campaign pitch for Slim Jims, which also solved arson. I don't know about you, Nathan, but I haven't seen any reports of arson in the last month. Have you?
No, I think we solved that one.
I think so too, through Slim Jims and bakery. So true believers, if you haven't seen that episode, go back a couple of clicks and find out how we solved arson, because we did it and it's done.
They're much less distressed now.
They are. Yeah.
With the magic of cakes.
Yeah. They don't smell like a burning building anymore. They smell like nutmeg. And it's much more soothing to make a sheet cake than to burn down a factory.
That's what my grandpa used to say.
Yep. That's nice, Grandpa. He was, yeah, he was a visionary, just like us. That's where you get it from. You come by it honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can go stand over your grandfather's grave. You know, I'm assuming he's deceased. Is he alive? Yeah. And just tearfully tell him we did it, Grandpa. We solved arson through cake baking. So that'll be a nice denouement in our biopic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also last week we initiated a letter writing campaign in support of our nation's buskers. That was great.
That was very successful.
Yeah, we drafted an ominous letter to first-term congressers. We also coined the new phrase, congressers, people who engage in Congress. Those
the Congress, yes.
Yes. I'm not on a no-fly list yet, so I flagged that. That's a success.
I don't hear any banging on the door. Like, I don't think I'm being invaded. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, it's going to take some time for that to take off. You know, we have to place more envelopes in people's hands, and then they in turn place those envelopes under their chairs, and then they assume the cash can be filled there eventually. And I think eventually it's going to get some critical momentum. That's a phrase. That's a thing people say.
We've got a big long list of first-term congressers to work with. So
yeah, it's only a matter of time. So what I thought we could do today is let's take a look at some people we can help next and just see what looks like the most ripe opportunity. Or we have two choices. No, we don't have two choices. We only have one choice, because we talked about this last time, where we flirted with the idea of just picking one from the list. I don't think that's nearly as fun as the random number generator. What do you think?
I think we need to leave it to the hands of fate to choose our destiny.
Manos, the hands of fate.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw someone on Etsy that was commissioning the master capes with the big hands on the side.
Nice.
And I really want to get one and dress up as the master for Halloween and then have Katie dress up as Torgo.
Giant kneecaps.
Exactly. Yeah.
That she can look after the place while you're gone.
Exactly. She has the right height ratio to the master, I feel like, where like Torgo was kind of shoulder height to the master. So I think it could work.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't pitched this idea to her yet, but I'll let you know how it goes.
Just a scraggly beard that she has to wear.
Exactly. Put some Depends on her thighs.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look here. We got. I'm gonna do that thing that all business people have to say. Are you seeing my screen now, Nathan? Are you seeing it?
I see it.
Okay, good. I just needed to ask him that oddly high-pitched tone of voice. Is everyone seeing my screen right now? Okay, so we focused on just audiences last time. What do you want to do? Do you want to focus on a brand or a need state or a goal or just do another audience? That was kind of fun last time doing the audience. Maybe we just run that well dry.
It would be tough to just do a goal because we wouldn't know who to invent time travel, Just somebody out there do it.
or we we make a new product. Like we could maybe engineer a product or like even like develop a patent for time travel. I feel like that might be feasible. But or I would love to workshop an idea to defeat my bully, who still bullies me, by the way. Yeah. Now let's do an audience. This is more fun. Maybe when we're like remember that first podcast we did where I was incredibly stoned and like on the verge of a panic attack?
Right.
Maybe we save when I'm in that mindset again to workshop a goal, because when I'm on the brink of insanity, I feel like that's when I can get some ideas here about how to cheat death or invent time travel or eat an entire watermelon in one sitting. Yeah. By the way, have you tried that?
Eating an entire watermelon?
Yeah.
I've already had diarrhea, thanks.
Yeah. I did it when I was 19 and it was so unpleasant. Oh my God. It was bad. It was kind of similar to like if you try to drink an entire gallon of milk.
Yeah.
Except more diarrhea and less vomiting. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
That was back when they had seeds in watermelon still, right?
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot more for me to digest.
Yeah, you kids today wouldn't know this, but watermelons used to come from seeds and not some laboratory somewhere at DuPont.
Exactly. Ever since Monsanto decided to turn our grocery store into an apocalyptic hellscape.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Let's see whose lives we're going to be improving this week. I pray to God that it's rodeo clowns. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grandfathers. We were just talking about your grandfather.
Oh, that worked out beautifully.
Grandfathers. Oh, goodness. Nathan. Here we go.
This is going to be tough for me to research because all of my grandfathers are dead.
Me too. But we're familiar with the concept of grandfathers, right?
I know what one is, yeah. I suppose my father is a grandfather as well because of my numerous offspring.
Philosophically, we can speak with some degree of confidence about grandfathers. All right. So, just off the dome here, Nathan, let's just riff for a minute. Let's give ourselves a minute. Let's do rapid fire. Everything we know about grandfathers.
Old. Just rip that Band-Aid off.
Sweaters.
Hard candies.
Yes. Weird. Warm. Wait, I misspelled candy. I don't mean to slow us down. Hard candies, yes. Battered armchair.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh, pulling of fingers.
Yes. Yes. Racist. No, it's not overtly racist, but still sort of racist.
For sure.
There you
Uh, my grandfather used to always want to play Bloody Knuckles with me,
go. Ooh,
where you knock each other's hands because he had no feeling in his like knuckles,
yes.
and so he'd always just use that excuse to beat on me. So,
Enjoys inflicting pain to younger people. My grandfather would abuse my kids while playing Uno. He would like just aggressively defeat them.
nice.
Yeah. Unusually competitive with children. These are things that are specific to our grandparents, but I feel like we're going to strike some universal truth here as well.
That's pretty universal. My grandfather was what's the name of that? Parcheesi.
Ah, is that how you spell it?
I don't think there's an E on the end.
You're right. Enthusiast.
He also used to play solitaire all the time too.
Solitaire. Solitary. I'm going to put war, fought in a war.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my granddad fought in Korea.
My granddad was in the big one.
Ooh, WW2?
That's the one.
Nice.
He fought the Nazis.
The Nazis? Did every time you saw him, did he give you the Brad Pitt monologue from Inglourious Bastards? There's
Yeah.
2 things I enjoy in life: defeating you in Parcheesi and killing Nazis. And I'm all out of Nazis.
I begged him to stop, but just kept going.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fighting in the war also ties back to some of my grandfather's sort of racist thoughts as well. Oh God, when you got a couple of beers in him, he would let those slurs fly. So that was a problem. Anyways.
Yeah, that does sound still sort of racist, is like outdated slurs for different ethnic groups.
Outdated slurs. It's like, I'm not sure if that's offensive, but it sounds exceptionally offensive. Yeah. I'm going to put this under here. There we go. Cool slang.
23 skidoo and so on.
Exactly. They don't really make slang terms like they did in the 40s and 50s. I feel like we have a lot of work to do to get back there. I feel like this might be a bright spot for us here. Slang. Yeah.
There's got to be something for the various like sounds and odors that they emit all the time.
Yes. Weird smells. Both in terms of cologne, aftershave, combined with flatulence. Yeah. Old Spice and farts and Icy Hot or Ben Gay, like all together. It's very bad. Yeah.
I don't know if this will need to make the recording, but I just keep thinking of Calvin now. It's very specific to us, but post nasal drip is that.
Yes. So I think we should include this in the record, because I feel like this is a man who will make repeated appearances in our recordings. So Nathan and I, when we were younger men, we worked on a grounds crew at a university, and our supervisor pretty much met all these criteria. I'm not sure if he played solitaire or Parcheesi, but he liked to play poker with us.
I don't know if he was smart enough for Parcheesi or solitaires.
I think you're right. I don't think he fully grasped the rules of poker either.
Yeah.
But he meets all these criteria: weird smells, pulling of fingers. He was overtly racist, though, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a post nasal drip. He was from the South, though, which no excuse there, but he's from that time. The residuals of slavery and Reconstruction are strong in his mindset.
Yeah.
Assuming he's still alive. If not, may he rest in peace, and condolences to his whole family.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still around.
I About once a year I remember him, and I like do a Google search of his name plus obituary. And I haven't come up with anything yet. So yeah, a man that miserable, like I just feel like he's gonna live forever as some kind of weird poetic justice type thing. He's gonna live to be 100 to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll still be just as confused by the world as he was back in 2000 or whenever we worked, early
Yeah.
2000s when we worked with him.
Okay. Do you remember this? When so he was a very hate-filled man, and we decided to take it upon ourselves to see if we could do a thought experiment with him to hate the sun.
We just really wanted to see him standing on a street corner, shaking his fist at the sky.
Oh, that's one of the worst things I've ever done, I think. Was to try to convince an old man to be openly hostile towards the sun.
I have no regrets.
Either. I just remember for weeks us talking about the sun, and eventually we were in the truck with him, and he snapped, and I don't know why you two are talking about the goddamn sun so often. Why are you trying to get me to hate the sun?
And then we tried to get him to hate bunnies for a while. Don't you hate bunnies?
Well, I don't think so. They're so cute. Eventually, he hated that we talked about bunnies and the sun so much, but I think eventually it might have segued into hating both things. I don't know why we talk about bunnies so much, but stop talking about it. That was about as far as we got it. Yeah, I also regret nothing. The thought of an old man just shaking his fist at the sky.
I love that.
It was a worthy goal. Yeah. Difficult to convince to hate the sun. Bunnies. There we go. Yeah.
That's pretty standard for grandfathers. I don't know specifically about hating the sun. I've never tried with anyone else, but difficult to convince of anything new, really set in their ways.
Yes, there we go. Set in their ways. Cranky. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe we just had very similar grandfathers, because I feel like there are probably some grandfathers out there that are like to jog, or like really progressive, like old dudes, but
Yeah.
I had a particular kind of grandfather. So
yeah. No, my grandfather I was afraid of. My grandfather was in very good physical shape, and it wasn't until he got into like his late 80s that I think I could overpower him. So I always had a vague sense of unease when I was around him, knowing that he could snap at any minute and probably murder me with his bare hands. So I had to watch what I said. He was a nice man, though. I love him dearly. R.I.P. Grandpa. I hope you're kicking ass in heaven. Yeah, my granddad, he would always tell me, so he moved a lot because of his dad's work. And the first thing he did when he went to a new school was ask someone to identify the toughest kid in school and then immediately fight that child.
Just like prison. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's some good life advice he's providing for you.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, that was pretty much his only life advice for me. And now, Landon, when you're going to a new place, just find the toughest kid and punch him in the face. It's like, well, granddad, that's doesn't really work these days. I'll probably be sent to juvenile hall or, worse, prison as I draw closer to 18. So I'm not sure that life advice stands anymore, but
Yeah.
Enjoys fighting other tough children.
Only knows 3 jokes and repeats them ad nauseum.
Only knows 3 jokes. Yes. It's like you have your dad jokes. Dads have a pantheon of jokes that they go to, at least between 10 and 20, that come back again and again. I feel like by the time you're a grandfather, you've settled in on the 2 or 3 that really, really work.
Yeah.
And maybe it's one of those things where it's like, those jokes where it's like, it's funny the first time, then the next 20 times it gets progressively less funnier. But then after about 25, it gets even funnier than the first time.
Comes back around. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something there. And they smell bad. Yeah. Let me think. What else do my? Oh yeah, my other granddad was a volunteer firefighter. I'm not sure how applicable that is to anyone else.
That's pretty specific, but you
Aren't
know how
some-
all grandfathers are volunteer firefighters?
Yeah, you know how it is, right? You know, out there fighting fires and giving back to their community the way they only can. Yeah. Okay. So here, let me tell you the common threads I'm seeing here, Nathan. Let me know if you agree with me. I'm seeing set in their ways, cranky, only knows three jokes, um,
Can we
outdated.
include crotchety as an adverb or an adjective?
Absolutely crotchety.
I just like that word.
Yeah, I like that word too because it has the word crotch in it.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Yeah, you know how your entire demeanor and behavior reminds me of a male crotch. You're crotchety. I like this. Yeah, so I'm seeing crotchety, they're stuck in their ways, difficult to convince to try new things or to hate the sun and bunnies and things like that. No jokes. I wonder if I wonder how successful we would get at convincing a grandfather to become like a stand-up comedian.
I was
Would that
just
be
thinking that.
Wouldn't that be great to have like stand-up grandfathers? That could
That
be
would be
neat.
great.
Let me tell you why I think this could work. They don't have a lot of time. They have time on their hands. You know, these for the most part, these older men are retired. Usually in their spare time, they're inflicting pain on their grandchildren, either through, you know, racist slurs or being ultra competitive at Uno or Parcheesi or playing bloody knuckles. Wouldn't it be much better use of their time to convince them to spread the gift of laughter?
And they do have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
So the only people who are for the foreseeable future be allowed to retire.
Yeah. Yeah. You're 100% correct. Okay, I think we're on to something here. Um, but, 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 but there's some barriers to this, to convincing an old man to become a stand-up comic. And I feel like
We just identify that it's difficult to convince them of things.
exactly our main barrier is difficult to convince things. All right. So let's think this through. Like before we start, we go back to the well and think about how we can have an army of grandpa comedians, an army of Rodney's Dangerfield. Okay. How could we convince a grandpa to try stand-up comedy?
Um, Tell them that the Japanese said they couldn't.
I'll show them. Yeah, that's a great idea. The Japanese wanted to make it illegal for you to tell jokes. Is that really what you want?
Yeah.
We, oh, 40s style propaganda posters.
I feel like that will resonate with them.
I agree. Oh man, that's great. I like that. Oh my goodness. Uncle Sam needs you to
Yeah.
write jokes. Yeah. So I think another thing, I think you're right, patriotism.
Yeah.
Old people love voting and watching Fox News, and they love America. This is a comment that I think we feel like coming back to.
Yeah.
They're very patriotic. So if we can convince them it's for the good of the nation, that could be good. Tell jokes. It's like the whole thing. Instead of buy bonds, it's write jokes.
Maybe we could convince them that it'll like emotionally abuse children to write jokes. So they'll be into that.
Children will suffer. Wuffer. At the hands of your jokes. Do it for the children, not for their well-being, but to make sure they grow up tougher and more resilient. Yeah.
It's like the modern version of finding the toughest kid and punching him.
Yes. Toughen kids up with laughter.
Or we pit the grandfathers against each other and be like, that grandfather over there, he's really funny. You need to show him up by being even funnier.
Yes. Work on their insecurities.
Or
Yes.
cage match, like pitting grandfathers against each other, literally.
So are we proposing some kind of joke Thunderdome with grandpas?
Like two grandpas enter, one grandpa leaves.
Yes.
Just throw in like one microphone.
So are you saying the penalty for writing a bad joke is death?
I'm absolutely saying that.
I like it. Oh my goodness, the broadcast law rights alone for this are going to be incredible. We could have some kind of money playing type scenario where people are betting on which grandfather will be dead because his joke didn't land. Oh my goodness. I like that. This is nice. Yeah, that may be the most compelling idea, some kind of grandpa joke Thunderdome. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Let me go up here. Is there anything to do with we can do with hard candies, like increased supply of candy? Yeah, because I have to imagine if you're a grandpa and you're on a fixed income, like just taking some of those expenses out, especially with hard candy. Like my granddad, I think about 20% of his income was spent on candy.
Yeah, if you could do anything to lower your Werther's original budget, like it's really going to help balance the budget. So,
Yeah, it decreased hard costs associated with aging. Aging. There we go.
just put a pause for aging.
We should do a gentleman's agreement on this that everything has to be have that apostrophe there at the end. We can't complete the gerund at the end of every sentence. It has to be truncated. Joking, joke tilling. I'm off for joke tilling. Yeah, and just like that, I'm not thinking about grandpas anymore. I'm thinking about prospectors.
Well, we didn't pick them off the list, so
Yeah,
we'll have to save them for next time.
I imagine the overlap in the Venn diagram of grandpas and prospectors is pretty close to a perfect circle. Yeah.
In between their volunteer firefighting shifts, they go out and start panning for gold.
Yes. You know, this might sound too on the nose, but I feel like one thing we can explore is show kids how it was done in the good old days.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Because the kid jokes these days are too soft. You've heard it. Kid Nathan, have you heard that comedians can't even go to colleges anymore? Have you heard? The grandpas are probably outraged by this.
If anyone's outraged by that, it'll be the grandpas.
Exactly. There are jokes that hurt people's feelings. This will not stand. Everyone must cry. Oh, jokes. The grandfatherly appeal of jokes that make people cry. Intentionally hurting people's feelings.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of grandpas feel like they have a lot of wisdom to pass along to the next generation, but don't. And
Yeah.
so they're
Yeah.
rightfully ignored. And so this will give them a chance to start spreading that message again. So people will
Yes.
listen to them.
Yes. I think that is an insight we should focus on, is feeling like you're marginalized. But this is you can bring the power back through the energy of your awful and vaguely racist jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. This is very good. Okay.
Yeah, we do need to find some way to disassociate ourselves from the content of the joke, so we're not being blamed for the racism and sexism and all the other isms. So
people will think we too are racist. Yeah. Explore ways to ensure we are not associated with the project, but still get that good grandpa joke money. Yeah, that's going to be the sweet spot here.
yeah.
Yeah. Louis C.K.'s people never could figure that out. Well, he was less about racism and more about the raping,
Right.
which is a
More
bummer.
about sexual deviancy. But
Exactly. I do liked his bit that he said about how everyone in the world knows what his kink is. And he said,
yeah,
Barack Obama knows what my kink is. And I thought that was a really, really good joke.
yeah.
Oh, God bless him. Okay. Anything else here we want to take a look at? I feel like we hit, patriotism really well. I feel like we hit their innate competitiveness and desire to inflict suffering on children really well. Their insecurities really well, especially around other grandfathers, and also just pragmatically, just around like just dollars and cents.
Yeah.
That Werther's money is not going to earn itself.
Right.
Yeah. And also the risk here. We don't want people to think we're racist.
No.
That's the last thing I want. I need to keep that secret from people. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a Grandpa Joke Academy. And we are going to come up with an idea to enlist grandpas and turn them into joke-telling machines for the good of, I don't know, our own amusement.
And America.
And America. Yeah. A Grandpa Joke Academy. It's like clown college, but for grandpas. Like University of Phoenix, except we run it. It's a for-profit grandpa joke university.
Nice.
I'm going to write this down right here, just so I don't lose sight of it. For-profit grandpa joke university. Elderly clown college. All right. How you feeling about this, Nathan?
And then the final exam is the Thunderdome.
Yes. Final exam, joke, Thunderdome. Here's the thing, though. I feel like we shouldn't disclose the joke Thunderdome until their check clears.
Yeah.
And also, no refunds.
Yeah, put that down. No refunds. The risk is they will want their money back when they find out about the Thunderdome.
Yeah, that is a huge risk. Yeah, no refunds. So yeah, the joke Thunderdome. So this is a coin toss, though. Like, let's see if let's put a question mark by it to see if mortal danger really is an aspect of it. I think mortal danger is a great motivator, and I think this older generation is accustomed to being in mortal danger. So I think they would like it, but we'll see.
It'll
Yeah.
remind them of their days in the war.
Yeah. And even if it's not mortal danger, maybe it's something that's relatively high risk for a senior citizen, like going outside without a hat on a brisk day, yeah, something like that.
Being attacked by overeager ducks at the park.
Exactly. Having a conversation with someone who's not of their same ethnicity.
Can't have that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm making a lot of assumptions about the brave volunteer firefighters of America. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think this is a good place for us to go. All right. So for next week, let's just put together let's make a gentleman's agreement. Neither of us will spend more than 30 minutes on our pitch.
All right.
We have to set a timer.
Yeah.
And we just go for 30 minutes. And then then we can just combine our two ideas into one thing. How about that? This is me rejiggering the format a little bit. Is rejiggering a slur?
That's a good question. I don't know.
All this slur talk has got me really thinking about my own vernacular. I need to revisit some of it. Okay.
Or someday when we're grandfathers, what outdated slangs are we going to be using? So.
I know. Do I really want to put this on the internet? Yes, I do. Okay. All right. Okay, that's what we'll do. We're going to come back. We're going to spend 30 minutes on some ideas. Whatever we come up with, we'll combine into one central thing, and then we'll pitch it to grandpas. Yeah.
How are we going to get in front of these grandpas?
Oh, Facebook conspiracy theory groups, of course. This was made for Facebook.
That's
Like,
true.
just a hyper targeted ad. Like, can you imagine? Think about this. You're a grandpa. You have ambient anger and paranoia about everything around you. You're worried about the global world conspiracy theory, new world order, things like that. And all of a sudden you see a targeted Facebook ad that says, "Are you tired of being out of control? Take your power back and go to Grandpa Joke Academy." Inflict your wisdom of decades onto the youth through vaguely racist and uncomfortable jokes. Like, tell me you wouldn't click on that ad as a volunteer firefighter. Have I cracked it?
I think that'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably some other ideas in there too, but that's my layup idea is Facebook. I also,
It does seem like it was built for that. Yeah.
oh, completely. Yeah. I mean, look, they got Trump into the White House through Facebook. We can get grandpas to clown college through Facebook. Yeah. We might need to, yeah, we can definitely do it. Here's something I want to float out there. If not for this idea, for some other campaign that we do. It's always been a dream of mine to rent a Zeppelin and just cover an entire town in flyers with something. I don't know what that is. I've always wanted to do it. It's a dream of mine. I'll be thrown in jail for littering, of course, but I had to save it for something that really counts and is really important. I don't know if it's this, but it could be.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of Zeppelin rental money to be throwing around at this point, but soon.
Yet. Every cent that we make off of this endeavor is getting put into my Zeppelin fund. Yeah.
Same.
I can just, so here's the other thing too. I don't mean to get stuck on the Zeppelin idea. If you're going to rent a Zeppelin, you got to have the wardrobe right too. You got to have the curly mustache. You got to have the cape. You got to have the top hat. Like, it's a whole thing. You can't just have the Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
No, same page on Zeppelins. Yeah.
Good. See, this is why I'm glad we're doing business together. We see eye to eye on Zeppelin-based ideologies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to work on my sneer, pulling my cape up to the eye line there and making a weird sound.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
Give me the rent. I need it. That was bad. I need to work on that. Yeah. Okay.
Those Zeppelins won't rent themselves.
They won't. Really, back in the olden days, that was the most practical way for landlords to collect rent, was via Zeppelin. How else are you going to intimidate your tenants?
That's going to be intimidating. Yeah. To open your door and there's a man in a cape standing in front of a Zeppelin. You're going to pay that rent.
It's like, holy shit, I am.
There's like an implied threat there that you don't even want to mess with.
Exactly. If he's got Zeppelin money, he's got henchman money too. That's not too far behind. And the means to get them there very quickly. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, Nathan, I feel like we're on the precipice of something truly important. Our Grandpa Joke University. No, colon, no, Grandpa University, parenthetical, no refunds.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for brainstorming with me today, Nathan. I really appreciate it. And we'll get back to you the next time with our poorly thought through ideas that will turn into marketing gold. Until next time, I've been Landon, and you've been?
I continue to be Nathan.
The Nathan?
The one and only.
I'm going to keep doing that joke every single podcast until it gets progressively less funny. And then it gets to be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
So watch out. All right. See y'all next time.